Welcome to Balance and Harmony Hour on YouTube. My name is Coach Ife. I'm your stress management and work-life balance coach. Today we'll be talking about understanding stress. I believe when we are able to understand stress, they say knowledge is power. When we understand what stress is, we'll be able to better manage it. So I start by asking you this question. I love to ask my clients this question. When you think of stress, what comes to mind? What word comes to mind? For most people, when they think of stress, they think of being overwhelmed. They think of being tired. They think of pressure. They think of confusion. Very few see opportunity, or advice when they think of stress. So when you think of stress, what do you think about? So what is stress? What is stress? Stress is very simple. Stress is your body responding to a pressure or a situation. And the truth is that stress at its core is a natural response. Your body does that naturally. It responds to this pressure from outside most of the time. So, stress is not always negative. No, we have good stress that is called eustress. We also have bad stress that is called distress. And the main difference between good stress and bad stress most of the time is the duration. For good stress, it's always a short period of time to achieve something, while for distress or the negative stress, that is always so prolonged and it goes beyond our normal strength and energy to handle. So, how many of us also think that stress can be avoided in our everyday life? I did a questionnaire, I did a poll, a survey some time ago, and almost everybody feels that stress for your normal everyday life is unavoidable. That means stress is a part of our daily life. And yes, stress is a part of our daily life, but we can, where we can, avoid it, manage it, or overcome it. And that is the purpose of stress management teachings and coaching, so that you don't get buried under stress. For me, when I'm under stress, I realize that I become irritable. I start lacking concentration. What should take me 10 minutes takes me 1 hour. And I feel tired and I yawn. That's a sign that I am getting stressed up. So when I start getting irritated, I just try to take myself out of the situation and revive myself, renew myself. Like we said, stress is unavoidable in our daily life. So, but when you are able to recognize the signs that stress is coming in, and you put in the necessary breaks, you put in the necessary things that you have to do to overcome it or to prevent it or to avoid it, it helps you to not to go into the end result of stress, which is burnout. First of all, we all start by relaxing. That's where God brought us into this world, even rested after creating us. After relaxing, we'll go into, when stress starts, when life starts, we'll go into a stage of coping. And when we cope, when it's for a short time, it's okay. But when that coping now gets longer, we'll get into a state of anxiety, we become anxious. And when we are always in that state of being anxious, panic comes in, and at the end of the day, we get burnt out. And that is not what anyone wants. Burnout is not what anyone wants. You are at the end of your game. So have you experienced stress, and how do you know how you react to stress? When you are asked now, when I ask you, how do you react when you're under stress? What do you say? Are you angry? Do you go somewhere and lock yourself? You want to be alone? Do you shout at everybody? Or do you shout? Or you become bitter? What? How do you react when you are under stress? So we'll be talking about some causes. What are those things that causes this stress? And what are the effects on our body? Like we said, stress is a natural response to all this, to activities, to pressure outside. So what can cause those stress? I must say, stressor are the factors that cause stress. And these stressors, they are different from man and woman. They are different from the elderly and the young people. For a young person that their phones are taken away from them or they lost their phone can be a great stress factor. While for an older person, seeing that they have to climb the staircase to the 6th floor is a stress factor. While for a sportler, somebody that is athletic, seeing that they have to take the staircase to the 6th floor is a good stress, because they are still under training and they know what it does for their body. But for an older person, they are tired, they are weak, their bones are no more strong, they are no more stable. So climbing the staircase is a distress for them. So stressors are different for different professions, different sexes, different age gaps. These stressors, these factors that cause stress are different. Before I go into the causes and the effects of stress, I would like to talk about how you and I react under stress situations. Normally, there are 3 ways we normally react. 1, we fight back. 2, we flight, we run away. 3, we become frozen. Fight, flight, frozen. Take an example of a lion. A lion, you have been faced with a lion and you see the lion coming. If you are strong enough, if you are fit enough, you take to your feet and you run. While some people, I don't know if it has happened to you before, you come into a situation and you cannot run. You cannot run away. You decide to fight back. There's an adage that says, when I'm being pushed to the wall and I cannot go into the wall, I fight back. So another thing is to fight back. You fight the lion, you look for sticks, you look for something to eat back. So those are the 2. Either you run away, you flight, take a flight, or you fight back. Then the last one is a state of, sometimes I call it a state of no return, a state of fright, a state of being frozen. That means you see the lion, you are just there, just like that. And that is a dangerous state to be, So we find ourselves in some situation whereby we are frozen, be it at work, be it when we are even driving, it can be different situation. We are not fighting back, we are not running away, we are just there, frozen. And like I said, that can be a dangerous response. So those are the 3 responses we have when we are in a stressful situation. So what are the causes of stress? For a business person, for an entrepreneur, for a mom, for a dad, for a 9-to-5 worker, for a housewife, there are different stress factors. So let me just go through some of those ones, a few that are a bit general. We have the workload and deadlines. When you have a lot of things to do, be it at home, be it in the family, be it at work, it can cause stress for you. When your work is just so much, maybe at work, you are supposed to be 5 people doing a particular work and 3 are sick for a long time, and 2 people are doing the work for 5 people, you fall under this pressure, under this stress. That is one way stress can come in. Or you have a deadline, maybe you're a student and you have a deadline to do a presentation, or a deadline to your exams are going to start. This puts pressure on you. So workload, deadlines are some of the things that cause stress for us. Work-life balance challenge. Sometimes maybe as a mom, you are working, you have a career, and you're also a mother, and to balance the two is always difficult. Some moms, they have to leave home before their children get up to go to school, and that is in their head a big challenge. Or their kids, they come out from school, and they as a mom, they as a parent, they are yet to come back home. Or you are working full-time and you cannot go to the trainings of your kids, be it in school, be it in their free time. You are unable to attend those things because of the work pressure. So you're not able to balance your work and your normal life. I say your life is your family, your life is your belief, your life is your relationship. If you're not able to balance those things, it causes stress. One cause of stress that cuts across almost every age is financial pressure, financial issues. If you cannot get the things you need to get, even some people go into stress when they cannot get the things they want. But basically, it's when you cannot get the things you need. You cannot pay your house rent. You don't have enough money to pay to eat, or you have a business and everything is crumbling down. Your existence is being threatened. Those things can cause stress for you. Your cash flow is not coming in the way you expected, the way you planned it for a particular month, for a particular year. We also have time constraint. Like I always say, time is what we don't have more of. You and I, we only have 24 hours in one day, and the way we manage our time helps us. So if we cannot manage our time, we'll come into stress. Because of the different responsibilities or the things we need to do. Another cause is uncertainty and change. Life happens. There's some kids that are growing up, their parents just die. A man, his wife just dies or loses his job. A woman loses her husband or loses her job. Or you just lose your home, you lose your investment on certain things, or you become terminally sick, or a loved one becomes terminally sick. These are uncertain things. These are changes that can cause stress, or you move from one state to the other, or one country to the other. Those are things that can cause stress for you as a person. And the last one I'm talking about today is high expectations. It's good to aim high, it's good to have big dreams, but sometimes our high expectations puts us into stress. Maybe also high expectations from our bosses, our partners, our kids, our parents. We as parents sometimes will put high expectation on our kids, and they suffer under this stress because they feel, I should not fail my parents. They're not more doing it for themselves. They want to impress their parents, but the expectations are so high. That puts one into stress. Those are some of the causes of stress. So now these causes, what effects do they have in our body? We have the physical symptoms of you see some people having headaches, they're having migraines, they're having their muscles are getting tense, they are tiredness. For me, I realize when I'm stressed that I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted. Some people, they have problems with eating. Either they eat too much under stress and they gain extra weight and they don't know where they are coming from, because the thing is this, it's a process. You are exhausted, you are under stress, you feel that you have not eaten, that is why you are tired. You eat more, but you don't get the energy, because your energy at that time it should not be coming from food. It's from your tiredness is coming from something else, not from lack of food. So you eat again, so the fat is staying there, but you are still tired because you have not gotten the source of your fatigue. So you might be having problem with your digestive system. You might be having sleeping problem, maybe falling asleep or sleeping long. You're not able to sleep deep and long. So these are some of the physical symptoms you get when you are under stress. One of the effects of stress. We also have emotional impact when you're under stress. You know, you feel irritated, easily irritated. You feel anxious, you know, you feel overwhelmed. Some people will go into depression when they are under stress. And that depression comes, like, remember at the beginning of the video, I talked about flight, fight, and freeze. When people are under freeze, they most likely go into depression. They most likely go into depression. And your productivity becomes reduced because you lack focus, you lack concentration when you are under stress. So your productivity becomes decreased, because what should take you 10 minutes is taking you 1 hour, and maybe after that 1 hour you still don't achieve what you wanted to achieve. You understand? So we also have your relationship becomes strained because you don't have time for them, or you don't say things the right way because you are irritated, you talk anyhow, either angrily or not clear enough. So that can cause a restraint or a strain on your relationship. The last one is also burnout or health issues. There's a statistics that says that a survey that says that over 70% of sicknesses is caused by stress. Yes, so you can get things like your immune system becomes not very active, or is reduced, and you easily fall sick. And sometimes you have symptoms that cannot be traced to a particular cause. You know, those are some of the effects you can get from stress. So from all these causes and effects and how it affects us, we can see that stress is not what any one of us wants to stay in for a long time. It's not what one needs to stay in. And when I see workers under stress, and they might be into jobs that they love, but because of the stress, you see them not enjoying their job, or you see moms being stressed out, and their job, they might even be increasing in their job, but because they are able to balance their life also at home, they don't enjoy their life anymore. And life is to be enjoyed. You must not have everything in life to enjoy life. One should be able to balance it. So if you're able to understand stress in one way, secondly, understand the way you react to stress, so that when it starts coming, you will know the signs already, and you'll be able to take the necessary step. Instead of me to start talking to my kids in an irritable way, feeling irritated, it's time for me to take a break and go somewhere and calm down before I come out again. Or you take a break, or you take an holiday. You understand? There are different things you can do to help you to overcome that stress at that time. You know, so I hope you have a little insight of what stress is, what causes it, what effect it can have on your body, on your mind, on your soul, on your emotions, you know, on your productivity. The best thing is to understand it. The best thing is to avoid it, manage it well, and in the long run, overcome stress. So if you have questions, if you want to have a time with me, you are free. We always offer a 15 minutes consultation, one-on-one consultation program. You can contact us, and we'll show you all our programs that we have to help you, to guide you in overcoming stress. If you are already in a stress situation, we can help you to overcome it. And if you just want to understand what stress is and how to avoid it in your own personal life, please contact us. Thank you for joining me today. Please follow my page if you are yet to subscribe the video. Please subscribe Balanced Living Consulting here on YouTube. Make comments, tell me how you like the video. If there's a particular topic about stress, about productivity, about work-life balance, that you want me to speak about, throw my light on, please write it in the comment section. I will do just that. So till next time, take care. Bye.